Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're talking about the latest collection from ColourPop. This is the Heavy Petal collection. This collection actually launched last week, but it arrived a little bit late to me, and I really wanted to take the time to do lip swatches and some comparisons and a tutorial. But as of the time I'm filming this, everything's still currently available on the ColourPop site. So fear not, if you're interested in anything you see in this video, you should be able to pick it up over on the ColourPop site. I'm not sure if this will be at Ulta or not. It seems like a good release for Ulta, so it may pop up over there eventually. But I know for a fact you can find it over on the ColourPop site. And if you do decide to shop from ColourPop, then you can use my coupon code. This is an affiliate code. It's just my first name, Amanda, and that will save you 10% on most things on the site. The codes won't work on bundles anymore, which is kind of a bummer. But if you decide you're gonna pick up a bundle or a set or a Volt or anything like that, since the codes won't work on those anymore, if you want to continue to support the channel via like ColourPop affiliate codes, you can always use affiliate links. Those are down in the description box. I appreciate anybody who does that. Probably doesn't seem like a big deal to you, but it really helps me out. And you know what? If you're really not interested in that, that's okay too. I'm just glad you're here. Now let's get into this Heavy Petal collection. I'm not sure. Is this their spring release? Was the Once and Floral their spring release? Do they have more than one spring release? Wouldn't put it past them. This collection isn't overwhelmingly large, but we do have quite a few things to go over. I'm going to show you everything close up. I'm going to swatch everything. We're going to do a few comparisons. I have a tutorial. So we have a lot to go over, even though this isn't a huge collection. Let's start with the one Fourth Ray Beauty product. This is their Rose Face Milk. This Rose Face Milk is not a new product. This is something that's been around Fourth Ray Beauty for quite a while now. This is a full-size product. Often there are the little minis in the ColourPop collections, but this is a full size. It's priced at $14 US. And in all honesty, I love Fourth Ray Beauty, but this particular face milk is not really my favorite, only because I don't love floral scents and I really don't love a rose fragrance. This isn't super overly fragranced, but it smells like roses and therefore it's just not my personal favorite. And I did a little drip here just so that you can see the texture. This is very liquidy and absorbs quickly. Now for cheeks, we have 4 Cheek Dew Serum Blushes. I love this formula, so I'm excited to see these and the lip products, 2 of my favorite things from ColourPop. If only we had Super Shock shadows. These are the 4 Cheek Dew Serum Blushes. I love liquid blush. I love the Cheek Dew Serum Blushes, and I think these are my favorites yet because as you'll see in the swatch and later in the application, these have a little bit of a sheen to them, which just gives me the perfect little bit of shine that I need for my preferred casually sweaty cheek look. I know that this is kind of a polarizing product. I think people either love it or they hate it. Personally, I really love it, and I think that these are even more pigmented and have longer lasting power than previous ones I've tried. I did wear 2 of these mixed together all day long, so when you see me in the talking portions of this video, I've been wearing this makeup out and about, running errands, running my kid around. So really there's like a mini wear test here too, especially for these blushes, because I think these serum type blushes do tend to fade away pretty quickly, especially if you're out in the elements, running around out in the sunshine like I have been. And when you see the talking portions of this video, I wore this blush for at least 5 or 6 hours out running around, so pretty good wear. As I just mentioned previously when I introduced the blushes, we also have one of my favorite ColourPop lip formulas. This is the Luxe lipstick. There are 4 shades in this collection. Next up, let's take a look at these CREME Luxe lipsticks. These are priced at $10 US a piece, and these are all the cream finish, no mattes, no blur or anything like that. There's special packaging on the outer boxes, but the actual lipstick itself is just their regular standard rose gold packaging with the little stars printed on the actual lipstick bullets. I love the Luxe lipsticks. I really like the cream finish Luxe lipsticks. I feel like the two in the middle here, Bloom Time and Pink Bouquet, are a little bit too similar. Maybe they look more different on a different skin tone, but on me, they just look so similar. Bloom Time's a little bit more orangey. Pink Bouquet is more pinky. And on the lips, I guess you can tell more of a difference, but I don't really think we needed both of these. I would have liked to see either a more exceptionally different color as a fourth shade, or could have just lived with three of these personally. Now, Fleur You is my least favorite. I just don't like a really pale pink lip color on me personally. The Bloom Time shade is, I think, my favorite of the bunch, and it's the one that I'm wearing during the talking portions of the video. However, because I like Bloom Time, I also like Pink Bouquet. I think they're just very mid-tone type of colors. So I like them, but I do think they're too similar. If I had to pick one, I'd pick Bloom Time. And this last one, Tulip Season, I think this is really pretty too. And I think this is going to be pretty on a lot of different skin tones. So this might be the most universally flattering of the bunch. Cute springtime red. And of course, lastly, we have the Heavy Petal Pressed Palette. This is a 12 pan eyeshadow palette. So let's take a close-up look at this Heavy Petal palette. The artwork is pretty much exactly the same on the outer box and the palette, and they still have the little reflective detail even on the box. Sometimes they skip that, but I really think this looks even prettier in person. I don't know what it is, but this just doesn't have the same presence in photos or even on camera that it does in person. Again, ingredients only on the box here, so if you need to check those, make sure you hang on to the outer box. The palette itself has the same front cover as the box, but when you flip it over on the back, that graphic is continued, and then you see just the shade names and no ingredients list. Opening up inside the palette here, there is no mirror. This is just their regular heavy-duty cardboard packaging with a magnetic closure. These are the larger size pans, and these are magnetic, so you can swap these around with any of the other large 26 millimeter pan palettes. We have a wide variety of finishes in here, 3 true mattes, 3 matte sparkles, 5 metallic shades, and then 1 of their pearlescent glitters, which is basically just a more fine pressed glitter. I'm still not a glitter fan, but I do prefer these new pearlescent glitters over the old, really super chunky glitters that they used to put in palettes. So I guess I will take this. It's the lesser of two evils in my opinion. I also don't really love the matte sparkle shades, so there's just quite a few shadows in here that are not my preferred finish. Like 1/3 of the palette are just not my most favorite type of finishes, but I think, you know, you either like those or you don't, and I just happen to be in the don't like them camp. Now, first, let's look at the entire palette all together here. Finger swatches on top, brush swatches below. All the brush swatches are done with a dry, flat eyeshadow brush. I don't dampen the brush. I don't use any primer. This is just the shadow straight onto my skin. And here's a close-up so you can see the shade names and see how they really look texture-wise applied to just the inside of my arm here. I do think that the shimmers, the metallic shades, are outperforming the mattes in this particular palette. Now I want to show you some comparisons. I got all of these comparison palettes from the comments on my Instagram post about this collection, and obviously you came up with some really good suggestions because this Lust for Dusk palette is so much more similar than I expected. Make sure you're following along over on the Makeup.Just.For.Fun Instagram page so that you can submit suggestions for comparisons. And I also do a lot of other ColourPop content there, and sometimes I'll take comparison requests on my Instagram stories. I would love to have you hang out with us over there too. That way you can see your comparison requests here as well. Truly Madly Deeply, not a lot of exact dupes, but definitely a very similar type of feeling. And then the So Very Lovely palette, I swear these are like fraternal twins because these are so similar. Even though there are, again, some differences, maybe the finishes are a little different, but the color story is reading very, very similar to me. These could work well together, but really I don't think you necessarily need both. Now, one of my favorites, I never would have thought to compare this one, and honestly, I don't think they're that similar. But somebody requested it, so we're gonna look at it anyway. This is the Plush Like Me palette. Now, I think these could really work well together. Heavy Petal can add a little lightness. Plush Like Me can add a little richness, but not really any similar shades between the two. Last comparison is Sweet Talk. This is one of their spring palettes from many, many moons ago. And Sweet Talk is definitely peachy, orangier, but I can see how these are more similar. Again, not a ton of exact dupes, but some very similar looks could come from these two palettes. So definitely something to keep in mind. All right, now that you've seen everything close up and swatched, I want to show you a quick tutorial using some of the pieces from this collection, and I'll wrap up all my thoughts along the way. For me, these cheek dews are absolutely the standout star of this collection. What you're going to see me wear is a mixture of two shades, and the brush that I'm using to blend these is the ColourPop stippling brush. It is my favorite brush for any cream blush, any cream cheek products at all, really. But I also like to use this brush for my Super Shock cheeks. So like Super Shock blush, I know a lot of people struggle with finding a good brush to apply that. This is my favorite. I have a couple of these and I use them constantly. Sorry, I went on a little brush tangent there, but I just wanted to mention that because this combo, this blush and brush combo, is absolutely unstoppable for me. I love the little sheen on these serum blushes. I love how these wore. I love how they sit on my skin. I just really, really like these. These blushes are absolutely my most favorite part of this collection. Also, don't mind my face is peeling a little bit there. I had a skin treatment, and so my skin was kind of peeling around the edges of my face. I was looking a little flaky, but you know, that's just how skin is sometimes. So it's not really that big a deal, but I thought I would point it out since I'm sure people will be wondering what the heck is wrong with my face. Nothing anymore. Now, the eyeshadow palette is just okay for me. Personally, I don't love the color story. I do think it's prettier in person than it is in pictures. When I first saw like the promo photos of it before I saw it in my hands, I was very bored by it, and it is more exciting in person. I'm just not really interested in more peachy, neutrally light, peachy pinky things from ColourPop. It's very springtime appropriate. I really like this Hyacinth shade. I wish that there was a little bit more interest like this purple shade. Overall, I do think it's a little bit blah for me, but I can see how a lot of people would really love it. And I do like the lipsticks. I wish that there was maybe one more like bold or interesting or different shade. I would love to see a purpley color with this collection. I do love the Luxe Cream formula though, so I would say serum blushes are in first place, lipsticks are in second place, and then the palette's in third. It's still pretty. I think a lot of people really like it. It's just not really doing much for me, but I don't think it's a bad palette. It's just not that exciting to me. Now's the time when I want to hear what you think about this collection. Are you going to try anything out? Have you already picked any pieces up? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! A true professional, folks. Did we already get a spring collection from them? I mean, who's to say we can't have more than one? Oy, oy, oy. Now for... I don't like this color. on me. I'm sure it looks great on you. Whoever likes it, I'm sure that it's beautiful for you. Love that for you. It's just not right for me. Zoned out there for a minute, not gonna lie. Okay, that's it. I did it. Hooray. Later, alligator. I like this packaging more than I thought I was going to. It looks cooler in person. The palette itself is prettier in person too, but it's still not my favorite. I mean, it's fine. I like it better than I thought I was going to. Anyway, what do I know? When it comes to ColourPop, I do fancy myself a bit of an expert, but still. It's like, you like what you like. I can't be an expert in anybody else's opinion. The casually sweaty cheek is on point. Top notch, casually sweaty cheeks today. And the eye look is cute. It's cute. It's just, like, I think these are the two most interesting shades in this palette. But that's just me. It's fine. It's fine. This is a style from my Etsy shop, and I just restocked these, so there are a couple pairs available. Go check them out. I have a bunch of really cute flower styles, and I just added some new ones too, so, you know, it's springtime. Florals for spring. Groundbreaking. Alright, that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. You're the best. I'm glad you're here. Hope you have an easy breezy day. Now that I'm done filming, am going to enjoy this watermelon seltzer. Not sponsored. I could be an excellent spokesperson. It's late. I've been working and filming and doing mom stuff and errands and all kinds of stuff today, so I just needed a cool, crisp, refreshing seltzer. Alright, I'll see you later. You're the best. Love your face. Okay. Bye-bye.